Most enterprise IT leaders view the cloud as a simple utility. You rent capacity, run workloads, and assume the infrastructure remains politically neutral. But localizing a data center inside your borders does not guarantee operational continuity for a sovereign enterprise. Foreign policy directives have introduced the kill switch, a scenario where geopolitical moves rather than technical failures drive service disruptions. Local hardware is rendered useless the moment a foreign entity revokes the software license required to operate it. Treating cloud platforms as purely technical infrastructure ignores the severe legal risks of extraterritorial jurisdiction. These disruptions are already documented across multiple sovereign entities. Following U.S. sanctions, Adobe withdrew Creative Cloud support in Venezuela. Microsoft took similar action in Russia, suspending access to enterprise tools for thousands of organizations. In Crimea, Apple and Google unilaterally severed access for consumers and developers, isolating the local digital economy. This reaches beyond active conflict zones. Officials at the International Criminal Court faced sudden banishment from global financial and travel platforms due to targeted sanctions. Dependency on foreign hyperscalers transforms essential corporate infrastructure into a weapon of diplomacy during geopolitical disputes. To manage this, we have to understand how foreign laws bypass a localized server sitting inside a region like Germany. The mechanism is the U.S. Cloud Act. This framework grants U.S. authorities power to compel data access based on corporate ownership. The legal mandate pierces right through local GDPR protections, regardless of the server's physical location. It acts unilaterally, bypassing traditional international agreements like the Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty process. Simultaneously, FISA Section 702 mandates data compliance for foreign intelligence purposes, entirely outside of local European oversight. Corporate ownership overrides physical location, neutralizing the intent of local data protection laws. The tech industry addresses these anxieties by marketing sovereign clouds, featuring localized, air-gapped infrastructure. This practice is often described as sovereignty washing, the illusion that local staffing and isolated hardware equate to legal independence. But the technical dependency remains. Even air-gapped systems require routine software updates and security patches that originate from the primary U.S. provider. If sanctions are enacted, this patch delivery pipeline ceases, leaving the isolated system vulnerable to attacks and functionally degraded. True data sovereignty is impossible, while the underlying maintenance and security infrastructure remains under external jurisdictional control. Beyond the legal risks, relying on a single provider creates immediate technical vulnerabilities for information security. Closed proprietary stacks prevent organizations from independently auditing their security or deploying specialized best-of-breed solutions. Escaping these ecosystems is complicated by a phenomenon known as data gravity. Proprietary APIs and data gravity create immense egress friction. Extracting large datasets becomes mathematically slow and prohibitively expensive. This monoculture traps enterprises during a crisis, preventing them from migrating quickly if a vendor is compromised. Vendor lock-in transforms the short-term convenience of a single stack into long-term operational paralysis. This dependency generates a macroeconomic cost that erodes regional competitiveness. Currently, approximately 80%. This capital outflow depresses domestic R&D and inhibits the generation of local intellectual property. Building a fully independent, autonomous stack is expensive, with estimates reaching 300 billion euros. However, the status quo is more expensive. At current software inflation rates, vendor lock-in will result in a 421 billion euro capital outflow over the next decade. While achieving autonomy is a financial challenge, accepting the lock-in status quo ensures a permanent erosion of regional economic strength. Eliminating all technological dependencies immediately is financially impossible. Instead, IT leaders must shift from being passive consumers to active managers of jurisdictional risk. This process begins with executing automated cloud exit assessments to clearly identify critical choke points and quantify lock-in across the entire organization. Once identified, organizations should prioritize open standards and multi-cloud architectures to lower switching costs. The objective is to neutralize provider leverage over core operations while retaining access to critical innovations. Strategic mitigation requires restricting true sovereign solutions to the most sensitive and regulated workloads. Targeted autonomy ensures a workable domestic fallback if access to global providers is ever threatened. Customers and shareholders do not differentiate between a technical outage and a government sanction. After all, legal exposure simply does not excuse operational downtime. Modern IT infrastructure is inextricably linked to geopolitics. Treating cloud architecture as a purely technical discipline is a strategic failure. Enterprise resilience requires data sovereignty to be integrated as a core requirement of corporate risk management.